have him call a different number?
Yeah, in the Zoom meeting information, there should be a phone number to call into.
Okay.
Meeting ID. That's gonna be your best audio quality if he's calling into the Zoom system.
Got it.
So we can have him, we can,
You can email him or text that information, Samantha.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I got.
Then he would hear better too for stuff.
tracks.
I am live streaming, I am recording, so you are.
are you
Oh,
gonna
we
have
do.
Rod?
Yeah.
Rod's on.
Rod.
Well, we're gonna have Rod call the different number
Okay.
so that he's actually in the live stream.
Oh, so you wanna wait a second or?
Steal one?
Everybody's got
Yes,
individual
yes.
microphones and everything.
Oops, sorry.
Details more.
Yeah, cuts back on the echo.
Call in option.
That does.
Back on the echo.
Yeah.
So that's the information.
She said
we would need.
you get.
The top one?
People talking,
Yep.
especially in the distance.
Okay,
Yeah,
So if you
there's a lot of
copy the whole
echo
entire
going on,
thing,
so
if he clicks on that on his phone, it'll,
Which is-
because those are the codes, that's the.
Which
meeting
is
ID, and
understandable,
that's the
'cause
passcode.
If somebody's talking
Okay.
or whatever, making a value point, you want to be able to hear them on the recording just in case.
Oh.
okay, and then do I
So
email that to him or text it to him?
Whatever he.
Gotta be
wants,
as
I guess.
transparent as possible.
Access.
Text it to him because it might be easier for him to click it.
Click on it, yeah, I would say text.
And call.
Okay, how do I s-
Oh, I suppose you don't have
Upload
to
and
text
all
on your
information.
phone.
Yeah, well,
Email. I guess you have to.
And maybe a little profanity once in a while too, because it wasn't televised.
Uh,
you don't have to worry about talking loud or screaming like, oh, okay.
You get your screen timeouts at 10 minutes, that's the maximum.
Perfect, thank
There's
you.
Nobody here now to make you get that. upset.
Anyway, should we start? Start?
Yep, you
Okay,
can start,
okay,
otherwise
okay.
I'm just gonna get this
Agree
sent
with
off to
Okay.
Rod,
Sorry,
so.
I didn't get upset.
Good morning, people. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the Grace County Commission,
Oops, not that one.
April 21st, 2025. Everybody, please rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay,
So the people are listening online here. We have a new system here, so bear with us for the little bugs and things going here, but so
okay,
far-
Rod, I just sent you an email of a number that I need you to call in so that you'll be in on the system here.
Righty.
So we'll do a roll call. Edlin,
Here,
Averill,
Here,
Ellison,
here.
Jordan is trying to get on by Zoom here. And then Tramby's here, of course. Anyway,
so you have to hang out with Rod, I suppose.
yeah.
Did you get it?
No, I don't see it here.
There's a delay on our outbound email for filtering and so you might
Okay.
get that for him before he gets it, so.
So do I have can we ever take a peek at the agenda and see what you guys think?
I just need to add Travis to the agenda.
Okay,
He has a few things to.
okay, so,
I make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of Travis.
okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Averill, first by Edlin. On that one, in discussion, in discussion, in discussion. We'll approve it or all in favor, say, well, first of all, make sure we'll add that. Add Travis to the agenda. Yeah, okay, sorry. And then so all in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposing sign saying, okay, motion carried, thank you. Can we take a peek at the December, or
minutes.
not December 30th, I can tell you that.
I corrected that this morning.
Yeah, so anyway, so it'd be
April 7th.
April 7th, so anyway, so we had a little glitch on the system here, but anyway. So I need approval of the minutes for April 7th. Meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and dispense with the reading.
Motion by Edlin to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Second by Ellison. In discussion, in discussion, in discussion. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposing, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. So bills. What do we have, Sam?
I just have one that I need to get added. So we do have one for the Lee's repair for 47,750. And that's for that belly dump trailer. They want the check before it goes off the lot, so
Correct.
got
Okay,
that to add to there.
okay. That was done previous quite a few weeks ago, of course.
You guys approved it
Yes,
yet, but
correct.
the check hasn't been
Correct.
written, so
Yeah, it's
this will
already,
be in with all of these checks.
Yeah. so. Okay, anything else in there, Sam, that let's look
Nope.
at?
Not that I've seen.
Okay, I was gonna.
We'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
Yeah, okay. April's got a motion to approve the bills with that addition of the belly dump for 47,000, whatever it is. And then do we have a second?
Crooked.
Yep, so I can't,
You can't turn it.
no, I can't turn it yet.
We're working on that one
Yep, I
more.
have to get a different. Yeah,
I know,
Need some Adobe Pro.
we
We
got
can help her out. Travis.
we got some
Great.
glitches here.
Give us a little, give it a little time, Travis. We'll get it all straight.
It's a learning curve.
Got a lot of faith in them.
It's only for
Okay.
those 3 pages and then it goes back to.
It goes
to
back.
the-
Just what it does. So anyway, so a motion to approve the bills as presented. Do I have a second?
With the addition.
With,
of
yeah,
the-
with addition of
Okay,
the, I told
I'll
you
second
before.
that.
Yeah, with addition, yeah. So
who made the motion?
Avriel did. And Stefan or Edlin the second.
Got
Okay. Be a voice vote, get this money. Edlin,
Aye.
Avriel,
Aye.
Ellison,
Aye.
Zorn.
He's not on yet.
We're not on yet?
No.
Okay. And I'll vote aye too. So motion carried. So next is the Wayne, you're up. You want, sit down the end
Come
there,
on
please?
down.
Yeah.
Right in front of the camera.
Yeah, smile for the camera, yeah.
No camera here, right?
Yeah.
So we did a request for proposal for engineering for the chip seal on SC 2019-058 PCN 24-166, which is the airport road. We chip sealed and to have some patching and a fog seal. We got one return, engineering firm, KLJ Engineering. And Lauren Elfson, Scott Tramby, and I interviewed Paul Burenson from KLJ this morning and selected them as the one to receive the engineering for the ship seal project. So we recommend that because we didn't get any other applications anyway, but we have to go through the formality of doing it for the money to process properly. So then we need to have the commission vote as a commission to approve KLJ for the construction engineering for that project. So if you would want to do that now, someone would want to make
That motion.
a motion
No.
to approve KLJ,
And that's in your budget already for that.
pardon?
That's already in your budget.
Yeah.
Figured
80% of the money comes from our money that's in Bismarck.
in. Okay,
It comes from federal highway.
okay.
They bank it for us.
Does PLJ get money out of that too? That included?
That's included.
I make a motion to approve KLJ project.
Okay. Motion by Abelson to approve the KLJ as the firm for the seal coat project on the airport road. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Avriel. In discussion? Any discussion? One more time. Any discussion? I'll do a voice vote in this. So Edlin,
Aye.
Averill,
Aye.
Elson,
Aye.
no Zorn yet? Okay, sorry. And I'll vote, Trammy vote aye too. So motion carried.
That's for you to sign.
Okay,
Um, and we received a letter from the DOT. Where did that go? Let's see. To approve the contractor for the chip seal. Project SC 2019-058. And encloses the resolution for the above project, which is chip seal. The low bidder amount was $415,766. I did have copies of it. We also had it up on the screen this morning, but there was 3 bidders. And they were the low bid. There it is. The low bid was $415,776.96. That was More Seal Coat Asphalt Technologies did $458,694.14. And this paving did $478,742. I don't have my glasses on, so it could be off a little bit, but anyway.
Did you put the engineer's estimate on the, did you read that?
Yeah, it should be. The engineer's estimate was $491,497.55. So it came in quite a bit less than what the estimate was.
It was something like $70,000 less than engineer's estimate.
Yeah.
Somewhere, right?
mhm. Yeah, correct, Horn.
So the engineering is not in here. Right. And that would be a 80-20 or 19.7%.
Yeah.
Cost share. So there's a letter to sign here, a resolution to sign here for Scott. We need approval of that by the commission for him to sign the
For the, for the,
resolution for the contractor.
yeah,
Then we got to send it into the state.
yep, it's for, 415,776. More seal coat trucking, yeah.
What road is this?
This is the airport road.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is part of that.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I see what
It goes down to the, starts here at 200 and goes down to where the junction goes to Hannaford there, stops there.
County Road 26.
Yeah, correct. So, on that one. So we need a motion to approve it, correct?
Yep.
This bid here,
That bid.
this bid, yeah, for 415,000, So anyway, so,
I'll make the motion to approve.
okay, motion by Edlin to approve the bid for more seal coat. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Averill. Any discussion?
This is like
Go ahead.
first part, it's all figured in, stuff like that. With the budget and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
Any discussion?
Well, where do they take the money out?
Money comes out of, I think there's engineering is what, and, special project portion of the budget.
There's enough in there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
When I made the budget out, I estimated what it was.
Yeah.
And this is what you're talking about, the DOT having 80% of it or whatever else.
So we just pay the 20%
Yeah,
of
okay.
this 417.
They're all these projects are 80/20s, you know.
Okay.
So-
And since this one was bid through the DOT, or FMA, sorry, to interrupt.
Go ahead.
the DOT will actually pay the contractor directly and then invoice the county for just for their share.
Okay. That's not so bad then.
They're, yeah, these are good deals, I see, to be honest, you know, for funding and stuff and that, so. Anyway, so we had, you second from you, correct?
I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah.
Okay. One last time, any discussion? One last time? We'll do a voice vote again. Edlin,
Aye.
Averill.
Aye.
Ellison,
Aye.
Ozorn. Okay, Trampy votes aye. Motion carried. Okay. Thank you. What else you got there waiting for us?
So a little kind of sad news on the Decker Bridge. They sent out a schedule from the DOT of the progress for proposed for that bridge. And looks like it's not gonna start until May of 26.
Rod, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Hey, good deal.
Sweet.
Fantastic. We can hear you much better, Rod. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, do you wanna? Any other updates on this or?
No, that's just, I went into CARS, the construction automated record system that DOT has, and downloaded the signed proposal for that project, and that was what the contractor submitted with their bid. That's subject to change. It may shift in their schedule a bit if they get other stuff done early. I could see it starting in the fall still, but that was what they had as their baseline. So, and the completion date for that, I think it's October 3rd of 26. So
Yeah,
it's doable within that time frame pretty easily.
And that's still within the state's guidelines of the grant and everything else too, right?
Oh, yeah, no, they
Okay.
had to submit it with their bid.
Okay, that's fine.
And since it's a completion date contract.
10/3/26 is completion date.
As long as it's something that doesn't affect the grant, that's.
Yeah, that's all good. It's under contract, so I
Okay.
don't think any issues will happen with the funding.
Okay.
I think that's all I have.
Penalties for late, right?
Um,
Penalties for late, isn't it?
Yeah, they'd have liquidated damages
Yeah.
for anything past
Yeah.
October 3rd.
Well,
And I think we also had a limit on the, no, we didn't have a limit on the closure because this one's already closed. So it's just has to be done by that day, and that's it.
so do you have any information on like the grants that we applied for, the safety grants? Do you know when they're gonna come out? Like
yeah,
They're usually May.
May?
Is when they typically make the announcements, and then the next round of flex funds should be coming out here this summer.
I see there's a lot of changes and different things going through the legislature. They're constantly changing stuff on there.
Yep.
May have been a good thing, and then they're gonna rob from this portion of Prairie Dog to put
I
in
saw that.
selection into
Oh,
yeah.
didn't see that.
flexible transportation.
Yep,
They
I read
wanted
that.
I mean, it's going through part of the House or Senate.
I read that part too in the flex transportation thing. I saw that too. Yeah.
Well, person should contact your legislators. And I don't know, there's a talk of another 5%, I think, gas tax maybe,
Mhm.
unless that was in addition to the 3%, so it was only 2% more. It's so confusing that when you read through that stuff that
We never want to make it simple for everybody.
No.
If you made it simple, everybody could read it.
And then I don't know if this is a little off subject, but you guys have a start date on 26th there going through Hannaford. Do you know when that starts?
We're still designing.
Okay, just kind of curious because I was just asked about it. And some people were just wondering when it was started, so I couldn't give them the answers, so.
Yeah, it hasn't gone out for bids yet. We haven't stamped it.
Okay,
So that one, we were planning on trying to salvage the curb originally, but, I think for convenience and for constructability, that we may just replace it all, rather than trying to save pieces of it that are 20 years old or whatever.
that's fine, just so I don't.
So they're, that, we'll have the profile laid out and the flow lines and all that, just button up the plans here pretty soon.
Okay,
Then it has to be advertised for 3 weeks
Yeah.
after that, after the stamp one. That will be posted on the Quest CDN online for the contractors to see, and they seem to find the plans there pretty quickly.
okay.
Question for you, Wayne, on how we coming for applications for the road department down there?
Just have had one application.
That's it. Think we should run the ads a little further or a little more?
I don't know, has it been on like the website? I don't know if it ever got on the website, Griggs County's website,
I think
which
it
isn't gonna
did.
affect a lot of people.
No. Should we maybe put back it was in the paper, right?
It's
Yeah.
On the paper.
Should we run it again, maybe?
Is it on our Facebook?
I want to say it's on the Facebook and it's on the website, but I don't remember.
Are we able to boost the Facebook as an advertisement? As a position advertising?
We've done it before on the tax director, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Maybe we should put it in the paper for 2 more weeks, maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, let's just kind of keep pushing, especially if you think you're gonna
Yeah.
need the help.
So I think Sam
So-
can put it back in the paper for a couple more weeks.
Okay.
Please.
Because Kenny's last day is the 30th of
There's this month.
this month.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Wayne.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne.
So next up is Sheriff Michaelis, Sheriff's Office update. Wanna have a seat here,
Thank
please, dear?
you.
It's on our
Well, we don't
website.
really have much to
Okay.
update. All is well with us.
Okay.
Going good. You guys have any questions?
No, just see what I thought you'd be here, so.
Putting summer plans together, we'll probably have to use a little bit of overtime for vacations and stuff this summer, so the guys can actually have a vacation.
Okay.
We're gonna use a guy that Wayne Beckman uses over there, so
Okay.
that's about it,
Pretty quiet then.
kind of.
No more cooks.
Yeah, they're always out, but we're good.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, then we'll move on to
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Oswinkle, Extension Agent.
Good morning, guys.
Yep, have a seat. Okay.
I am handing you guys, NDSU requires a narrative done every quarter. And so this would be from the first quarter. Today, actually, I looked at the calendar and it marks 3 weeks since, or 3 months since I started. So this gives you a pretty good synopsis of what we did in the first quarter, January, February, March. When you look at the schedule highlights, I won't read everything to you. But you'll see that it was meeting season. And that's definitely what the first quarter is always referred to with NDSU extension. So we held a lot of meetings, went up a lot of places, and then there was quite a bit of 4-H stuff on the calendar, as there will be this next quarter as we get ready for the fair. There's a lot of 4-H deadlines coming up. So this, like I said, gives a really good synopsis of what we've been up to. I asked to be on the agenda just to kind of give you guys an update since it has been 3 months since I've been here. And then if you guys have any questions, the number one question I am getting right now is when's everybody going to get in the field? And I wish I had an answer for that one. I'm sure Scott wishes I did too. But my first guess was tomorrow, and now with the rain, I'm going to say probably not. But that's just what we've been on. And then been on a lot of drought calls, mostly because of what's going on in the west. Obviously, there is a little bit of dry status here in Griggs County in the southeast corner of the county. But they haven't expanded that here in the last, I think, 4 drought monitors, which comes out weekly. And so nothing huge to report for Griggs County, but what they're dealing with in the west is completely different. I went home for Easter yesterday. I'm from west of Minot. There was a big fire out there, about 4 miles from my parents, burned about 1,000 acres. So that was right off Highway 2. So it was interesting to see as we came home last night. But definitely a different situation out there than we have here as of now. Questions for me?
You've been busy pesticide training, I hear?
Yes, pesticide training. This year was like our lull of pesticide. We only needed, I think 12 people in our county needed pesticide training for private pesticide. And so we hosted that in this room the 27th of March. That was great. We actually had quite a few new trainers that actually came through.
Sure.
Just they're talking about a lot of changes in the legislature, going away from open book tests. We're the last state to have them for private applicators. And so there was quite a few young guys that wanted to get theirs done before they went away with open book tests. If that does come through, they're saying that'll be in 2027 is when that'll go into effect. And then a lot of commercial applicator tests in the last couple weeks. It seems like everybody wants to take their tests on Fridays. And so at least 2 in my office Fridays, and they take quite a bit of time when you have an open book test. And it's nice for them to do the open book test, but if they're doing 3 commercial applicator tests, it's going to take them 6 hours probably to get through those 3 tests. So they've been in my office. I just facilitate them, and then I'm there to answer any questions if they have them. But that's definitely something that always comes in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And next year, I think there's a lot more people that need their private applicators renewed. And so I think it was like 60. For some reason, there's 1 year of a small amount and then 2 years of big. So we'll have quite a few applicators that come through for 2026.
Elizabeth also shows up to our Griggs County Soil Conservation District
Mhm.
meetings, which you have every month.
Yes.
First Monday of every month that we do, so.
They have to be
Issues.
renewed every 3 years.
Yeah, for private applicators, it's every 3 years.
Yeah.
Yep, I go to the Soil Conservation District meetings every month, which is great to hear there's just a good mix of guys on the Soil Conservation Board. And then I give an NDSU extension update there. And then we've been even for extension, have been in a lot of trainings and such lately at our extension conference, got together. It's been almost 2 weeks ago now that we all got together down in Fargo. And then last week I was at agronomic training in Carrington with all of the agents from the east side of the state. And so it's been training season. And then we start our crop calls tomorrow, I think is our first where we get to hear kind of what's going on and all of the other. I'm on the northeast call and the southeast call. And then there is a statewide call as well. Takes about 3 hours to get through those calls on Tuesday mornings. They do it 8, 9, and 10, I think are the times. So it's 3 hours of calls. And then hopefully this week I plan to get out in the county and start driving around and we have to fill out a crop progress report and a drought report, both due Monday mornings. And so just so that I can fill those out to the best of my ability.
No, sounds good. Since you're here, we're gonna bring up the subject of the office.
Okay.
And once it's in your packet, guys. Have you read that? There's a letter from Madison Sloan in there from she starts at the East Central zone for the social services. I sit on the board for that because I'm, anyway, so why don't you explain what you're thinking of doing there?
Yes.
You're here, okay?
So it was told to me more than once that extension was originally supposed to have what the WIC office has. And there was a lot of reasons from what I was told of why extension is where it is. And I'm not trying to get up and move and change everything in my first 3 months of being here at all. There's just, as extension, we need more time, or more time. I do need more time, but more space, especially it really came to light as we're doing all those commercial applicator tests and putting them in the office and having them test for 6 hours and where they have to sit. Is it just anyone who came in could, and Scott was there one day when people were testing, they're the first ones then that you see. And so just more space for things like that, a lot of walk-ins. And as extension professionals, we're on a lot of meetings. And so anybody that walks into the office right now, I could be in the middle of giving a presentation. And then, and I'm not saying it's bad that they're coming to my office. I love visitors. But it really deters from what I'm trying to do on a meeting I'm supposed to be on. And so that WIC office has some separation. It was designed that way to start with extension, putting your extension agent in like the office that's in there, and your admin professional would be the first face, just as they are now, in that WIC office. And so that's where the thought process came from. Like I said, not trying to get up and change everything. It was just for accessibility, easeability, everything that extension does. Our current setup is just a little difficult to work with.
So the thought was to swap offices, swap the WIC office and the extension office, because WIC is here once a week.
Correct.
WIC is here once a week, and have them just swap over. They don't need a big space. They just need a small space to swap that over. And I'm good with that.
So the question, of course, is like Madison was talking about, is she wants a place for the WIC every once a week.
Absolutely.
So we could either,
And when she comes in,
Yes.
her and whoever else come in.
Yeah.
So
Go
the
ahead.
one thing that I need to know for the,
Sure.
cost allocation
Yeah.
is the tax or the county agent office now going to be for social services? Because right now they get that, the square footage of that whole side. So then we do get, more on our cost.
indirect costs.
Yeah,
correct,
direct
Sam?
cost allocation, we get that money back. So if you take that square footage off, that's then gonna decrease the amount of money that we're gonna get back into the county. So if we're gonna add that other office space to social services, then I would just need to know to
swap
just
it to.
switch the square footage on that.
Correct.
I think social services did ask in their email that
They
they
did.
had that extra space just in case they have an overflow.
Flow.
So I am good with that.
So
Yep.
when I was, me and Sam went down and we looked at both offices, you weren't there. And, what's nice about the one in the corner where you want to go to is she's got a private own office she has. You know, so she can, for example, when you were testing those pesticide guys, you can take a conference call in your office and close the door.
Mhm.
Otherwise, right now, you're out and open, you hear everything, you know. So it gives you a little more privacy and like that kind of stuff.
You're talking about over in the west corner there?
Correct.
Yeah.
We almost,
Yeah, that spare one we got going
yeah,
on.
it's easier if,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this, but maybe when we get done, two of you might go down when you can't have can't have everybody there, but
No.
maybe you can go and look what we're talking about.
No, I got an idea what you're talking about. I was
Yeah.
just clarifying to make
Yeah.
sure it was that office.
Yeah.
so.
Do we
So-
need to make a motion to swap offices? Or can we just,
I don't-
yep, it's good to go, just swap offices?
I don't know about that.
I would feel better if you did make a
Make a
motion,
motion.
just so that then when I'm taking it off of the cost allocation, it's coming from you guys.
Correct.
That decision, and
Sounds good.
And she says Madison says in her email, like, you know, give her a little time here to move.
Oh yeah, I'm in no rush
You know.
to.
So I guess if we could make your old office into more storage and for the WIC, yes, I'm thinking. What do you guys think, you know? That's an idea, you know?
As long as WIC is okay with that, then self services.
And see, WIC is us, you know that, guys. WIC
WIC is
county.
not part of the county.
Yeah,
The WIC is not part of the county. WIC is its own
own thing.
thing,
we
and then
supply-
they pay us rent.
We supply the rent, yeah.
Yeah.
We supply, sorry, but
WIC used to be at the clinic, at the old clinic.
Yeah.
The old hospital.
But they
And then
didn't
they
have
moved
any,
here.
yep, they didn't have the room for them when they moved, so then they
Right.
moved up here. And so that side is social services,
Yeah.
but
No, I mean, as long as like everything's good on their end and they're okay with it, I
Was there any added, or do we county pay any extra or cost us any more to swatch rooms?
well,
the only thing I can think of is that the square footage will
Square
go
footage.
down for that cost allocation, so we won't get back as much as we have in
Who do we
the.
get that from?
so
Um,
eastern zone,
Huh?
eastern zone, you know, that's
So it's a bunch of formulas, and it's between us and Nelson County.
Well,
Yep, and so then we get a portion of, because they use our internet, they use our copier, they use,
no,
you know,
that's
this and
fine.
that.
But it would cost the county some little extra money.
Mm,
It wouldn't
No.
cost us extra
No.
money, we just wouldn't get as much back.
Back, yeah, the indirect costs, we wouldn't get as much. It's, social service pretty much picks up a lot of the money now, you know, from the state. The state funds a lot of it, you know, but we end up, we have indirect costs for the zone, which is like paper, you know, the office
I
space.
understand that. I was just wondering if
The
there's
ac-
gonna be somebody wondering if it's gonna go on their real estate taxes.
No. No,
I just want to make sure they understand.
Yeah, no.
It's not gonna cost them any more money on their real estate
Yeah,
taxes
no.
if we swap those two.
Cause we
well,
already
I
have
see what
the-
you're saying.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
no.
It doesn't affect taxes to swap.
That's all I,
No.
as long as we got that squared away with us,
No.
I'm fine with it.
Yep, I see what you're saying. Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Cause somebody's gonna worry about it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yes, absolutely.
100% understandable.
No, it just decreases the amount of,
Yeah.
and I don't know how big of an impact that has, but it'll just,
The square
But it
footage.
doesn't
Yeah.
have an impact on the real estate taxes.
no.
Yeah, that's, I just want to be sure everybody understands that.
Well, and she needs a good quiet office too. You gotta give her
Yeah.
that because she's got her own stuff she's gotta worry about in her own. Like she said, she needs privacy, so we gotta give her that.
Well, I think we can make that decision, you know, to facilitate staff. I mean, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'll make a motion to swap offices.
Yeah, from the original office where you're at and then to the corner office where the WIC is at right now.
Okay.
Yep.
And we'll just be in touch with
Yeah.
when and how and
all
all.
stuff.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Mhm.
So a motion by Edlin to do that. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Averill. Any discussion, guys?
The only thing is that might be a question. I mean, are they okay with that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I've talked to Madison about this.
Oh,
And NDSU extension knows as well. So
Okay.
Leslie.
well,
is
as long
aware.
as 100% that's clarified, then yeah.
I talked to her last week and there's a letter in your packet explaining it.
Okay, yeah, no, I just
Didn't-
was 100% sure if
Yeah.
that was,
It's in there, right? It's in there
Yeah.
somewhere, right? You put
yeah,
you put it. in,
I
so-
glanced over that. I just wanted to make sure.
It's a pretty good
100%.
letter, what how she's
Yeah.
thinking from the eastern,
Okay.
the zone. Go ahead, Rod.
The WIC, are they renting anything on square footage or anything like that, or they don't care as long as they just have a room to operate
I
on?
think it's just as long as they have a room, they're
Yeah.
paying the rent.
Okay.
It's as far as I know, it was just as long as we had a space for them, it wasn't up to square footage or anything like that.
Any more discussion, guys? One last time. Any more discussion? If not, we'll vote. We just need a regular aye or nay, right? And this, yeah. So all in favor of approving the swapping the offices, say
Aye.
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 opposed.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. So. Okay, next item. City of Benford tax abatement.
Do we want to do we
What do
board
you-
meeting?
what-
while-
Rishi's here.
Yeah,
We have to adjourn
we have
the
to adjourn this
meeting
meeting.
and then go back.
I can stay. If you guys want to finish this meeting, I can absolutely stay. You guys can
So,
do that in one easy.
do we adjourn or do we?
Well, we won't, this won't take long. We have left here, I think. We're a little bit here.
Okay.
Let's just keep rolling here with this. So City of Benford tax abatement. What do you have, Sam?
So a few years ago, we had a property in Binford get sold for delinquent taxes. The city of Binford bought it from us for $1. Then there was some miscommunication between us and city of Binford. They finally paid the $1 and got the deed, but we do need to abate those taxes on it so that deed can be filed. We can't file the deed when taxes are owing. So I just needed a motion from you guys to abate those taxes so that the deed can be filed.
Just a simple motion, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the abatement.
Okay, motion from Ellison. To approve. Okay, go ahead.
I'll second.
Second from Edlin. Okay. All in favor, or any discussion? Any discussion? Oh, go ahead.
Which lot is it? Any idea?
Yep, I do. Just give me 1 minute.
Yep.
And
I mean, it's,
No, that's fine. No, go ahead, Lauren. That's fine. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay.
No, not that one.
Oops. Who's got the squeaky chair?
Not trying to move too much.
We're gonna have to put that on the,
WD-40?
it's need 40 that.
Dr. Brian.
Hold on one second, sorry.
No, let's go ahead, Sam. New technology.
I'm sorry I asked.
No, you're good. No, it's a valid question. I should have had it. I'm sorry. Just give me one moment. I can't remember what year that was, and so I. Mhm. Gee.
Does it squeak?
I was gonna say, that wasn't me this time.
Does yours squeak too? Oh, no. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I went through like 3 chairs before I found this one because I rock a lot. So,
Did you steal my chair?
I probably.
Steal my chair.
Just get our maintenance department to take care of the squeaks. Why we have it.
1 second. Lots 3 and 4 of block 2.
You put that up on the screen? No.
Mhm. Want me to?
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
So it would be this one right here.
They're just empty lots or what?
Yep. Actually don't know. No, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not going to speak on that. I don't know what's on there. But this did not sell at the tax sale, so the city bought it for $1. So then it'll go to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Looks pretty slick.
Was this a couple years ago that this sale property of the sale was?
Yeah,
It looked like 2021.
2021. Yeah. And they said that they didn't buy it, and then we went back to their meeting minutes, and yes, they did, and it was kind of a miscommunication between the two, so we just need to abate those taxes and,
Get it cleaned up.
yep,
Yeah,
Yep.
so.
we're ready to vote.
So anyway,
Yep.
so one last one. Okay. I did. Okay, all in favor of the tax abatements, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Okay. Courthouse summer hours. Sam, this is your baby.
So we are wondering if it would be okay if we close the courthouse at noon on Fridays, starting in the summer. A lot of counties do it after Memorial Day until Labor Day, and close at noon. All the employees will get their hours in, whether they're working through lunch or in the coming early in the mornings, staying late, but just not to confuse the public. We'll just keep the courthouse hours the same and then closing at noon on Fridays. Thoughts from you guys? Any additional information you would like from us to
You,
make a decision?
you wouldn't close the whole courthouse, just what offices would close? Because I'm sure social services would stay open, yeah?
Yeah, you're right. I would.
And
yeah.
Extension stays open.
extension will stay open. It's just, you're just talking about the recorder's office, the auditors and treasurers?
And I think the
Auditors.
sheriff's office
No,
or
No.
the deputy.
No,
Annie
we
wouldn't.
can't, no.
no.
So
Okay.
it's just those 3 offices.
Just those 3
Just
offices.
the 3 general offices. Okay.
Okay,
I mean, as long as,
They would still get their hour,
as long
everybody
as
would still
they,
get their hours.
I mean,
in.
as long as they get their hours in, or even if they're short, they take their hours off or
Yep.
whatever, they don't get paid for it, and then two, as long as the means of the citizens still get met.
Mhm.
That's the main thing. So, I mean, I'm 100% okay with it, but if we get any complaints about it or something like that, I
Right.
say we open it back up.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing is,
Cause there's a lot of people that do their stuff again, but they can get their Fridays in.
yep, so. But yeah, I mean, if we get any complaints, we'll
Yep.
probably have.
Do we
to
have,
back
do we have any, what other counties do it?
Other counties, I don't have, I know that Kelly had a list of other counties that did it.
Steel does for sure. I can tell you that.
Steel
Yep,
does.
still,
Extension goes in Quince. It's in the afternoon over there. When their courthouse closes.
So it'd be from Memorial Day to Labor Day?
yes.
That-
That's what we'd like.
What do you think, Rod?
Yeah, I don't know. It just, some of the complaints that have come in is, and I don't know if nobody has said exactly that it's a Friday, but, is that they've gone there on their, to, do their stuff and people aren't there, I mean, that's one of the complaints I get, from people is that, they've gone to pay stuff and, and it just, obviously if it's, I don't know if it's over lunch hour or when, but I just a little nervous about shortening the hours that they're there now. And we can't really do anything with the people that are elected, we can't have their hours, that's out of our control.
So the counties that
but-
Kelly knows of is that it's Steele, Foster, Eddy, she thinks Wells, and not sure about Nelson. I wish Jamie was
But in
here.
the same token, the county shop is closed on Friday as well, but, they are working 4/10s to get their 40 in.
Correct.
I'm good with.
And is that something that, if you have an officer
Gotta
or somebody working there that is not elected official, I mean, are they going to get their 40 hours in?
37.5 is what the deputies work. But yeah,
Will they get that in on 4.5 days?
department heads would, be in charge of making sure that they do. Otherwise, it would be a no pay or vacation or sick leave like we do right now. We would make sure
Okay,
that they
that's
get the
what
37.5 hours in the week.
Okay, that would be one of my stipulations, is that if they don't get the hours in, that there's a no pay or vacation, I guess.
Yep, no, we would make sure that they get their hours in. Otherwise, it would be the same as, the vacation or the sick leave. Absolutely, we're.
I'm good with giving it a try.
Okay.
You don't know until you try. Give it a try. If it doesn't work, then we can just go back to the way it was. Give her a trial period.
Okay.
Yeah, so I make a motion to adjust the hours between May to Labor Day to be Fridays to be done by noon. Yeah,
I'll
Okay.
I'll
For
second.
everyone, so it would include Annie.
Well,
that is,
that's the problem.
Well, what do you think of that?
that's on your
That would be
department.
Jamie, more Jamie.
Okay.
That is up to each individual
Should
department.
we hold off then and see what Jamie, his department thinks and everything else?
Well, then I think it would just be,
Well, that'd be on him if he wants to do it or not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that's on them if they want to do it. And maybe one Friday you guys want to stay later or something. That's just on you.
Well, but if you.
Well,
make a
elected
motion
officials,
to
I
do it,
mean-
You'd kind of include everybody, unless you make a motion to leave it up to the department head.
what do they do for the extension over in Steele?
She goes over to the garden and the library and plants and then does a presentation at the library, because the Seal County Library is only open Fridays and Saturdays or
Gotcha.
something like that.
Gotcha.
So I'm in contracted to work till 4:30, but there's extension agents all across the state. They go home and work until then. They just they kind of do what fits them. But I mean, my deputy admin for the county doesn't work on Fridays, so it doesn't apply to me.
So we could close the front door and then just leave the social services door open.
Mm,
I don't know about that.
I would leave all the doors open
doors
and
open.
just say, you know, here's our new office hours. We're not gonna close the courthouse, we're gonna close the office hours for the office that chooses for it. And like you auditors, recorder's office and the treasurers, if they choose to switch their summer hours, I approve the summer hours.
yeah. Cause somebody's gonna go to the front door and then think it's locked and then see it's locked and then think you're closed. Well, no, that's not the full case. There's still other gonna be offices open, so they should still have full access on all three main entrances.
Yep.
And then if somebody else did change and wanna do the same thing, you'd have to put that on record also.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't let them come and go. Unless it's on the record.
I don't know. My opinion is open up a whole big can of worms, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Right.
They're only at 4 hours.
Almost need to change the motion if we do it per department.
How about we just vote and vote the motion down?
You can amend the motion.
I
Yeah.
can amend the motion.
Yeah, okay.
It hasn't been seconded, we can let it die.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't been
Yep.
seconded yet, so you can just let the motion
No,
die.
I have a second.
Oh,
I
do
have
you?
a second by.
Did you?
I
Oh,
don't-
you'd second. Oh, sorry. But then
Okay, so I would like to amend that motion.
to,
To state, approve summer hours for the departments. Yeah,
Well, have it up to the department heads
the department heads,
and then,
an optional closing on Friday at noon.
yeah.
Well, you're sure putting a lot on them to catch.
What is gonna be the stipulation if we have a complaint? Are we gonna stop it if we have a complaint, or are we gonna, what's it
Well,
gonna take to?
yeah, that was my first thing was, I mean, if we could do this, we could try it, but if we get a lot of complaints, open it back up.
Yeah, but you're
Throughout
gonna,
the
you're gonna
summer.
leave the complaints up to the department heads. They'll be the ones that are to blame. I mean,
Yeah.
so
so,
take the heat, correct.
Yeah,
yeah, so,
I wish Jamie was on because I believe you guys are in charge. You guys wouldn't be in charge of like my specific office. You would be in charge of the courthouse itself.
right.
So then it would be to close the courthouse for the summer hours.
Oh, I'm not about closing the whole entire courthouse for summer hours because,
Got sheriff's department in there and the people are coming in all the time.
Correct.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing with the social security office.
Yeah.
So
and the
that's
social security
why-
office is
Social
enclosed.
services.
Social services.
yeah, it's my opinion.
Or,
I
yeah,
think we
social
oughta,
service,
I
that's
think
why
we
it's
oughta,
like,
until
that's
we
why
have
it's like,
more
let's
information.
we oughta vote this down and table it for.
Yeah, I
and
think we should
start
table
for
it.
next
Yep.
week. I mean, so
Okay.
that would be my observation.
Okay, Lauren, yeah.
Yep.
We get some more information on this.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think
Yeah,
we
from the
need,
rest of the offices and stuff to see what's going on.
Okay. So, yeah, okay, so I'll do a voice vote on this, so, Steph had the motion, so, Edlin,
No,
Averill,
no.
Ellison,
no,
Zorn,
No,
and I'll vote no. Okay, motion carried.
yeah, let's table it till the
Table
next
it
meeting.
Yep, that works.
Okay, and then what
Okay.
information can I bring to you that would help? What other counties are doing,
How-
what other, or,
Yeah.
How other counties are doing it, because are they closing their whole entire courthouse or just the departments?
Yep.
Because I would prefer to close the departments
Yeah.
themselves, because if social service is gonna be here, I can't kick them out at noon on Friday, because maybe they have clients on Fridays.
Exactly.
And the sheriff's department, I mean, I don't know if we can.
That's why it should be up to the, That's why,
They'll close on Friday.
to me, that's why I feel it should be up to the
But
department heads.
but with
to
like
make
the
it.
sheriff's department, they have their emergency number. They never close, but the courthouse does. So I mean, they do have that emergency number. If they need the sheriff's office, they have a way to get a hold of them. On the social services part, I want to say Nelson closes at noon too, but I don't know that, and I don't know how they would.
And I would like to have information, visit with your Nelson County gal, Nelson Griggs gal,
Oh, yeah, Madison, correct.
Madison, to find out her
Her
thoughts on it.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
I would like that our door would stay open too, because a lot of people. use
And then,
it.
and I know it'll be a lot, this summer when the new security system gets put in, it'll be a lot different story. Yeah, so
I'd hate to.
it's just tough with leaving doors open and people coming in and out. And then having to come back and lock and stuff like that. I know it can be tricky and cause issues, so. Let's see what all the individual departments heads say, and then like you said, how other counties exactly do it.
Do you want information from extension on how they, because
Yeah,
technically contracted till 4:30, but every extension on how they handle.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
That's it. Okay.
Yes, please.
yeah, all the departments and how each county does it with their departments.
Sounds good.
I
That way
just
we
hate to
don't-
have people call me and tell me that the offices are closed on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
And summer Fridays, people tend to not be around and people tend to go to the lakes or do whatever on
well,
Fridays,
Maybe we could
but-
have them call you.
right?
But that's the thing, it's also too, some people, when they do have that half day off, they're coming up to the courthouse and they're taking care of business, so.
That's right.
That's where it gets dicey.
Right.
I didn't mean.
Right, right. And we will get calls. I mean, there's gonna be people that
mean-
will pick up and call one of the commissioners.
Yep.
But if we had some information, maybe from the department
Yeah.
heads on.
Okay.
Well, Wayne just gave me
People that
this.
come
It
in.
says Nelson County Courthouse summer hours are generally from Monday to Thursday, with verifying times. Monday hours 9 to 11 AM. Tuesdays to Thursday hours 9 to 3. And then the courthouse will be closed all holidays and everything else. Doesn't say anything about Friday.
Fridays, okay.
It just
Well,
says
they don't
Monday
work
and
at all,
then
do they?
Tuesday to Thursday.
Okay, we want the whole day Friday.
You're not, I'm sorry, but I don't.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Yeah, well, yeah, come
Okay,
get more
yeah.
information on that and.
Yep.
And then we'll
Okay,
address that again.
sounds good. And we'll just, okay, we'll move on to games of chance permit.
Games and Chance permit, is in your packet. It's for the Red Willow.
Can you put that up on the screen?
Mm,
No?
You can scroll this down, can't you?
Can you scroll?
No, this one's just the agenda.
Oh, it doesn't scroll down. Okay. You follow a line of thought. Sorry.
You're good. Don't be sorry.
I make a motion to approve the game of chances from the Red Willow.
Is it a quilt auction?
Yeah, quote
Yeah.
raffle.
Quilt raffle.
At the church? I mean, no.
Red
Bible
Willow.
camp.
Red Willow
Bible
Camp,
camp
Oh,
again.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just seen it. What the heck is that?
Anyway, but
There it is.
that's fine, Sam. I
Yep.
know. So you made a motion, correct? Edlin made the motion to approve the game of chance for Red Willow
I say.
Bible Camp, and Ellison seconded it. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay,
We gotta give them that extra 10
I know.
Do you want IT, Palm?
Oh, yes, Mr. Palm, will you please?
You've been patiently waiting. Sorry,
Yeah,
Travis.
sorry.
Well, that's what I'm here for too, make sure
Yeah.
it goes well.
Yeah.
So.
I appreciate it.
All right, first thing, I guess, we got an estimate together for doing power to the table. We talked about that last meeting as far.
Correct.
Do we have to move these microphones closer to us or are they fine where they are?
They might want to get them a little bit closer. We're gonna review the video audio after this too, just make sure that what it sounds like for stuff, but
Mhm.
the system does auto gain control, so
Oh.
it should be pretty good.
I adjusted mine a little closer. I don't know if it mattered or not, but.
I adjusted mine just now. So when you're listening, if you notice just now,
We'll
Oh,
see
we
what
can
it
hear
sounds
stuff
better.
Finally.
yeah. I didn't think you'd have to adjust it too much to hear me.
Yeah, so I had worked with Josh to get an estimate together since we're not a licensed electrician. I can't do that work. So with his estimate, and then what we're looking at doing is a similar raceway that we have for the microphone and other equipment here. is putting one over towards the north there, coming over with power, putting outlets in, and then each position would have its own actual electrical outlets on the table then.
Okay.
For that, that would eliminate the cables coming from behind you guys for being able to plug in. So you could plug your tablets in if you need. There's AC and there's also USB on there. So you can plug in phones, other devices for power then for that. Estimate for that is $2,350.40 for that one. And that includes the 600 for Josh gave us for estimate for the electrical work then. So
Okay, and that we have funds in the budget underneath building repairs or,
It would probably, we could probably, I think we have some.
or is it still, could we still use the funds from?
I think we could still use it from.
I would assume they would qualify
The
for the
grant.
ARPA grant fund. And
Okay.
that's on the next item here I'm talking about too. There's actually going to be a little bit available for that. We have the rekeying of the building. I got the final numbers
We
for
did.
that.
Okay.
Yep. So that final number is $5,863.32. In our ARPA thing, we had $8,000 budgeted for that line
Oh.
item. So there's
Little room there.
room for that help. So that kind of offsets that too. So.
Great.
And in that regard too, I guess we would need a signature from you guys to get the proposal signed in. And then they want a 50% down payment on the material. Material is going to be 1,000 or 50% of that is going to be $1,385.16. If we get the signature today, I'll get that bill submitted for next meeting then for you guys to pay that for that stuff. So.
So, okay. So what do you guys think?
I make a motion to approve.
It's two separate motions, don't we, in this, I think? Two separate?
Yeah, I would say we probably want to do
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion first to approve the electrical update in the conference room.
Okay.
Now
Motion
this
by Ed.
again, I got,
Do you,
Go ahead,
do you
Rod.
think that we can just, do you think that if there was 8,000 and it's gonna be 5,000, that we could just take the additional 3 and pay for the electrical?
Yep,
That's what we're going, that's our plan.
yep, that's the plan.
Yep.
I'm still, people always think we're spending their money. So this is grant money, right?
This is
Correct.
ARPA.
This is the grant
ARPA.
money,
The
yeah.
COVID.
So
Yep.
just to make it sure to those people that it isn't coming out of their tax money. And I hear that.
Correct.
And as long as they hear it, then I'm fine with it.
Yes. I'm good with
I
that.
don't want them to call me again.
Anyway, so we have motion by Edlin to approve the electrical bid. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Okay. Second by Ellison on that one. So in discussion? Any discussion? One last time, any discussion? We'll do a voice vote in this. We'll take it out of the ARPA and funds, so. The difference, I should say, what we'll do. Edlin,
Aye.
Averill.
I'm staying out of this one. Did you?
Oh, that's right. You better
Nonpartisan.
Yeah, that's right. Never mind. That's right. Excuse yourself. Forgot about that. Yeah, Ellison
Aye.
and Zorn
No.
and Trombley votes aye. So anyway, so. Okay. Motion carried. So, second part.
So the rekeying proposal then, so like I said, that is part of the budget line item on that. So we'll need a signature on that to go forward with it, and then the down payment I'll get submitted for the next meeting for you guys to pay on that then, so. I don't know if you need a motion to
Yeah.
sign that probably, but
Well, we need a motion to prove that, for the key lot or the bid on that, correct? We need a motion to approve or don't we in that one? 5,000.
Don't we have to approve it? Since we're spending money, we have to prove it as a commission type of deal.
Yeah,
I say I make a motion to approve the
the key. lot.
Kurt's lock and key,
Key lot, key.
rekeying of the building.
Yeah.
rekeying of the building.
Yeah, the fobs. Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Averill. Any discussion? Any discussion?
Just
Yep.
one question
Yep.
about that. So we're rekeying, which is fine. It's all figured in. All the old keys, old locks, and then who's gonna have all the master keys? Is it gonna be kind of general like how it has been or?
Yes, so the idea, well, there could be less keys too, because
Okay.
since we're gonna be doing door access control systems, we don't need as many keys for everybody to be issuing out. We're
Okay.
more so just rekeying it to get new masters put in place. This also includes some work. There's a few locks that are not put together completely from when it was first, it just missing some bushings, different things. So they're fixing all that stuff as well too for it. The master keys, we're working with the sheriff's department to kind of go through who's issuing those. We want to limit that as much as possible just for that, aspect. If you lose a key, obviously we have to go through and rekey stuff. The higher the key level, such as a master, we have to rekey everything. So we want to.
Is there gonna be, question, I mean, maybe you probably have, is there anywhere there's a sign sheet that if you do have a master, you sign something? So if something does get lost or something ain't right, we have records to go back on?
Yeah, so the old system, we did actually have an inventory on that. One of the servers crashed. It was never updated, so we lost that system, I guess. With this one, I would say we wouldn't need to spend the money we did before on that. I think work with the auditor's office or the sheriff's department, whoever wants to be the control of that. We just do a sign out to make sure we know who's got
Yeah,
what.
just as long as like if something does happen, we can trace it back.
Yep. And like I said, too, there's going to be very few people I think that's going to have keys. They're more so, the reason we're having keys here too is backups. So say something did happen to the access control system, and they have to get parts for it. Let's just use that scenario. We can still go get a key from the system, give it to the department head, use it, then they can sign it back in when they get done, when the system gets fixed. It's just there for worst case scenarios kind of thing. The door access control is going to be your 99% of the time. That's what's going to be used. That's what's going to be issued with your IDs. And
So, okay, explain this to me that, this is the key locks. How's the fobs work into this? I don't understand. So we have to do this first to get the fobs?
no, so this is going to be after the fobs get installed. So this is currently everyone has keys for the
Correct.
building. What we're doing is we're rekeying everything so that those, because we don't have an accurate inventory of those. We don't know for sure who's got what. And this is more of a security aspect of it to make sure
Oh.
that we know for sure nobody has a key
We
now.
start
We're starting
Work
from fresh.
scratch again.
Yep, and that's to
before you
make
put
sure.
the fobs in.
Yep, and then once the
Uh,
fobs get put in, we'll come in, rekey everything.
Sure.
And the master key, like I said, really the sheriff's department's going to have a physical one because that's the worst case scenario. They want to have access to it. Majority of these keys are going to put into a safe or into a storage area locked away, and they're only going to be issued out if there is an issue with the access control system as the backup. Because obviously we can't have people not being able to enter the courthouse if
Yeah.
something goes down. Part breaks. It's going to say it takes a week to get some part. It's now, like I said, the likelihood of that going down is low because we do have them on battery backups and then generator systems. So we've reduced that, but it's never zero. So there's always, we have to plan for,
The system itself can crash.
yeah,
so-
there's something could happen, something could break. And it's,
My understanding is that there might be a key that's missing, right?
yeah, we don't know for sure because there's,
Well, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. So
yep.
it could possibly be that somebody has one and could get into the.
That we're not aware of.
Courthouse.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for security
And so
purposes,
now we're gonna redo it so that if that key is missing,
no
it
longer
can't be
function.
used.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, that was my understanding.
Yep. That is correct. Yeah.
Okay. Any more discussion?
I think the motion's already made.
Yep, I'm gonna say that's the last one. So I 3 times have to tell it, so. Okay, we'll do a voice vote in this, so.
Mhm.
Yep, there was a second, so. Edlin,
Aye.
Avriel, Ellison,
Aye.
Zorn,
Nay.
and I'll vote yes. Trying to be, will vote yes. Okay, motion carried. Thank you.
All right, and the last thing on my list here is for Linda, the tax director we have in there. We're talking about how she accesses her email and then how we could forward phone calls.
Okay,
I'm making the recommendation that we actually purchase a Grace County issued cell phone for her for that job. Obviously, if she no longer has the contract, that phone will come back to us and we would reissue that to whomever, whether it goes under contract again or if you actually do hire someone for
Mhm.
that. So I did get a price on that. So the phone itself is $169.99. That includes a carrying case and then screen protector. The service is $39.99 a month. And I estimated 1 hour labor for us to get everything set up, programmed. What that includes is our email system has mobile device management with it. So we actually install the security aspects of it. We limit what apps can be installed on that phone, what access the phone has, and then we have the ability to remote wipe it or.
So this
crack it.
way, if somebody comes in, she's not here, they can call her number and talk to her.
Yep. So what we plan on doing then is the phone number, if they dial that, it actually rings her cell phone as well as her desk phone then. That way it's to help facilitate
Okay.
the public a lot easier for communicating with her. And then she'll be able to access her email on that phone too, to try to help answer more calls and emails that come in for that stuff. So the reason why, we don't, Samantha and I want to bring it up too is the phone budget. We're not sure how close that is because we got your guys' tablets on there for that now. So I'm thinking it might go over a little bit. So that's where need approval, I guess, for that to make sure. So.
I don't know how much is in that budget or how much we've spent right now because I don't have that report from CPT yet. Very frustrating, but that's,
Yeah, so that's the monthly then.
I
So
can't tell you.
That's a remaining.
I can tell you what you guys did budget for that line item, but I don't know how much has been spent
Yeah.
to date yet. So I'm, yeah.
I'm not impressed with the software. I'm just gonna put that out there right now, that
we-
I'm not impressed with the software, but.
So we might have enough to cover that, but we don't know. So we couldn't tell you for sure. And
That's, can we just pause this till you get more solid numbers and then figure out what we would need additional and figure it out from there? I mean.
Do we have additional funds in, sorry, I.
No, that's fine. If you got a better solution, you can go right ahead.
Do we have additional funds in the tax director budget for supplies or stuff that she hasn't used that we could use for that?
With that, it was my understanding, that you took what we
Oh,
had
the
budgeted
whole
for.
Budget,
Yeah.
yes, okay, take that
And we
back.
gave it all to her.
Okay.
So unless you wanted to say that she would be,
No. No. Yeah, if you could come with numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, if.
I mean, it's just to see where we're exactly at
Mhm.
and then go from there.
I know, CP,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sorry.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it, 'cause especially too, I mean, with Rod, we gave him something like that, which, he deserves and he needs to, but I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve it, but let's just see where we're at and then keep going. Because, if we're really pushing that number, we're gonna have to figure out.
well, it's not just Rod, it's all of your guys's have
Yeah.
that.
No, but that's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
Yep. But all of your guys's tablets are on that.
Cause I know we had to add additional for Canadian for Rod, that's what
We
I,
didn't add that.
We didn't.
Oh, we
add-
didn't?
No,
No.
Oh.
no.
No.
He just turns it off.
oh, I thought we did, I'm sorry.
Nope, you're good.
So we'll just wait till the next meeting then, right? Table it for then?
no, yeah, it's up to you guys for
Yeah.
how you want to handle that. And
Right.
I
I'd
don't know if
like to
there's-
say yes, no, but I just, without having a dollar amount of, if it is over, I can make a motion to say if it is not over, go ahead. But if it is over, bring it to the next meeting. But does that help at all?
No, let's
No.
just bring it to the
Steve,
next meeting,
that's-
see where we're
this-
at and
Yeah.
then go from there.
I just hope there's a report that I can see.
See that.
That's, I've been
Oh.
really asking for this and
I
they
know.
keep sending me this same report and it's not what I'm wanting and it's not what I'm needing. And so yeah.
Okay.
I guess blame it all on.
Could we, I mean. could-
Blame it on the
Well,
software.
Could,
just-
what we
just-
could do
just-
maybe is, if you guys could calculate, okay, here's what we have normally budgeted in, and then this has how much the tablets added on, and then figure out our numbers from there. Could we do it that way?
I'll try and get you some kind of numbers. for
Okay.
the Next meeting.
Okay, that sounds good. So, okay, we'll move on to the last thing is old courthouse, new courthouse. Okay, anything else, guys, on that one?
Old courthouse,
Oh,
new courthouse, in your packet, you do have the current contract for your maintenance and custodian duties.
Okay,
Has not been updated since we moved to the new courthouse, so there is still, checking the furnace and checking the coal supply and all those things.
we got coal?
This is all typewriter, old school typewriter that has never, or the dot matrix printing. Yeah.
So wondering if you guys wanted to update that. We didn't have we didn't have any carpet or not very much carpet over there, and these carpets have not been cleaned
Okay,
since we moved over here. I'm wondering if we could get that added into here or, have somebody come and do that or what your guys' thoughts are.
I was visiting with Sam, in between this time, and since I kind of took on the courthouse as my little portfolio, I would happily meet with Sam and the rest of the department heads to update this list and present it at the next meeting.
Okay,
I will happily meet together and discuss how this is rolled
Okay.
through.
that'll work. So put that down for future. Only thing I add to the old courthouse, new courthouse is we did send the, 2 people who are interested in demolition of the courthouse. There's 2 different contractors I've talked to. And, we sent them, in 2010, we had a pestis report done on the courthouse. And I sent copies to these 2 different firms, so they have those copies of what the survey was back in then, so. And that won't change as far as I know, it's still be the same, so. That's the only new I have to say about that is, I guess, on the old courthouse, new courthouse, so, okay. So future business, guys,
I could think of about 3 things to add to this list.
any other?
On the what one? Oh, yes. If you wanna look through the list too, I think we could do that after hours instead of
Yeah.
during the meeting.
That's fine, as long as we don't make it a quorum,
Yeah,
Right, right.
so.
so any other future business, guys?
think-
For next,
Um,
we'll put your stuff on the, meeting with stuff on that future business.
What's up?
Your, the cleaning and stuff.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
the
put
cleaning
that on
schedule,
there.
yes.
Yeah, that'll be on there. I'll check on the, with Madison.
Might leave Cole on there.
Anyway, I'll put Madison, I'll talk to her a little more about the moving a little bit too, on with the. So anyway. Okay. Okay,
Right.
Oh, we spent this last year.
I'll make a motion for meeting adjourn.
okay,
Thank you.
so. Well, back up a second, so we're gonna put on, Sam,
Yep, I'm here with you.
okay, you heard what he said?
No.
No, okay. We'll put, for next meeting, we'll put on, the house cleaning stuff, and that.
Yep.
That'd be on their
Update the
Okay.
list.
yep, and then also on the courthouse, on the, summer hours,
Okay,
correct?
perfect.
Okay. And then, I'll talk to Madison about the WIC thing, what her thoughts on how moving and stuff like that,
Well, she already said in the email that she was okay with it, so.
Yeah, she is. Well, I'll just do just a couple more and a couple things, so. And, that's the only thing I can think of, I guess. And then we're gonna adjourn this meeting, then we'll go into a, weed control, Grace County Weed Board meeting after this. We have to be 2 separate meetings here.
Cleaning summer hours and then you're gonna talk to, do you want the office changed on there? But no.
No, I mean, we already voted on the
Right.
office thing.
So what are you?
Well, I'll talk to Madison some more things on stuff on this.
Okay.
Miss Sloan, because she's got 2 people coming on board, way it sounds.
Right.
So we'll leave it at that.
So
So,
do you want me to
What
add,
is part of that?
well, I'll just, we'll leave it for right now.
do
So
you want me to add social services to?
just
next week's?
just add it to it and I can talk some more.
Okay.
So, okay. Anyway, so, okay. So we had a motion from Edlin to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Avriel. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Let's take a 5-minute recess. And
We will, yeah. And then, so we're adjourned at, what is it?
10:49.
10:49. Next meeting is May 5th at this meeting at 9:30 in this room.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. We're done?
So if I push this button and talk, I'm muted.
Correct. I think that's right, right?
But I think mine will pick you up. I don't know.
Okay, okay. So don't go anywhere, guys. We got the next now, anyway.
Yep, I'm going to the bathroom really quick.
Yeah,
too.
that's fine.
All right, see you later, old man.
Yeah, I'm going home now.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
see what's going on here once in a while, you know?
Well,
Those old commissioners just can't
Good that
stay away.
somebody's interested.
Enjoy the entertainment.
Yeah.
Those old commissioners just can't stay away.
Okay.
Will do.
I'm gonna keep it live.
Oh, you are?
Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah, fine. So now you tell us that. Thanks.
I'm just gonna keep it live, but I stopped the recording and then I will start the recording again. I don't think it's really gonna make a difference.
Isn't ready the way it should be.
Scott made it this morning.
I did make it. That's right. Is it all gone just about? It is. Wow.
What?
Just about gone.
Well, I'm sure you guys had a couple cups too, didn't you?
No, I made 8 cups. Or made the 8. So Lauren had some. We're just about a coffee. She knows that.
So like,
Is it decaf you put in there or was it regular?
Regular.
Are we making more coffee?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, I just,
so I think me, you,
Classic road.
and what's his name? Who's the maintenance guy again?
This isn't, are we live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we video our weed meetings? Live?
I'm just gonna keep it going. I did stop the recording and then I'll start recording the next one so that it's separate, but yeah, we've recorded.
What is, oh, you have recorded the weed meetings before?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So I was just gonna keep it live.
Okay.
I shouldn't be concerned about that tax money, but a lot
No,
of people don't understand how grants work.
yeah.
If you don't use the grant,
Yeah.
you lose it.
I've heard, but it's still taxpayers' money, correct? But the thing is, it's, if we don't use it,
It's
somebody
not
else is
county
going to.
taxpayer money.
Yeah, it's not county taxpayer money.
You ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, I'll
So-
start recording again.
Okay. So this is a, good morning, people. This is a, this is the, North Dakota Noxious Weed County Weed Board meeting, correct?
Just report me.
Yeah. So anyways, you want to explain a little things for us, Sam, please?
So every 5 years, we have to meet as the weed board to go over the list of noxious weeds. If you would like to add anything to Griggs County, what's in your packet is the list of the state-wide noxious weed list. And there is one for what Griggs or all the counties have individually. So Griggs County does have common mullein on our noxious weed for the county, and then we do have all of those other ones for the state. So this hasn't been updated. This was updated in 2023. 2023, so it just has to be updated every 5 years. So just thought we would get a jump on it, and if you wanted to add anything, we can go ahead and do that, or we can keep it the same.
I talked to Jeff Steckler yesterday
Okay,
on the phone and I asked about the weeds. He said, just leave it the same. He said, don't.
Okay.
He said the North Dakota weeds and the North Dakota County one, he said are about the same. He said, the only thing he had a little, I remember the one meeting last summer, talking about the yellow toad flax. And that's in the county and it's on this list here too, correct? Yeah. So that's the only thing he said that'd be different, he thought, but otherwise leave it the same, he said. So.
Okay.
On that one, but, so do we have to, it says here, we have to appoint a chair, vice chair, secretary and treasurer, is that correct? Or not? So it's the North Dakota Century Code? Do we have that ever done that?
is that which?
This,
Is that for the weed?
this is the, North Dakota Century Code there.
Okay, this is what the guidelines between us and Extension's office.
Correct, yeah.
Yep, yep.
But do we have to, but the weed board, do we have to have a,
I have the century code for the weed board.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
pull up a chair, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
It might be easy.
yeah, this is what I
If
was
you don't
reading.
mind assisting
No,
us on
no,
this.
I'm here for it. I pulled the century code this morning for the county weed board members. I don't know if you guys have been doing this. You do have to have a meeting each year. You don't have to change your list every year, but you do have
Correct.
you do have to have a meeting every year.
But do we have to have, like I said before, the chair and everything? I never, yeah.
Let me find.
So I guess what we've done in the past
you've
is
done in the
it's
past.
just kept it the same as
Okay.
the commission because all of you guys make that up. But if that's not.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But do we keep that? Yeah.
Do we need to make a motion that the
Commissions are the weed board. Is that we need or not? Or not?
No.
No?
oh, so we just take on the rule that we just every year.
Every year.
Whoever is the chair and the vice and the secretary.
Okay.
That's what-
chair and the vice
That's what
are
you say,
still the
keep it-
same.
Okay, that's my question.
The county weed board shall elect a chairman and a vice chairman
Yeah.
from among its members. The county weed board shall appoint a secretary and a treasurer. The secretary and treasurer need to not be members of the board.
So what are the duties of the secretary? And currently, Sam, you're secretary treasurer. No?
Secretary treasurer and the weed officer. So I was doing the bookkeeping side of it, but I wasn't getting any compensation for it. And then when our weed officer left, I just took that role and then wasn't getting anything. So then I applied for the position so that I was receiving, because I was doing the secretarial duties, the paperwork and all that stuff, and not receiving anything for it. So then that's when I took this on. I haven't received any complaints from any landowners or anything like that. So, I'm not out driving around or telling some neighbors that they have to spray their weeds, but I haven't received any complaints either. So kind of been.
Are you pesticide? Have you taken your pesticide certification?
No.
Okay, we need to have you do that. I was looking at the county weed board officers. I'm just going to read this off so all of you know. Cooperate with the board and be responsible for the operation and enforcement of this chapter within the county. Become acquainted with the location of noxious weeds within the county. Meet the pesticide certification requirements set forth in chapter 4 of the Century Code, which is all the pesticide stuff. Encourage noxious weed control by all landowners and land occupants within the county. Investigate all signed complaints received by the officer regarding noxious weeds. Post or publish in the official newspaper of the county any notices the commissioner deems necessary to further noxious weed control under this chapter. Prepare reports as requested by the commissioners and attend meetings called by the commissioner. So we do need to get you pesticides.
So who does all the other stuff that's on that list? If Sam, are you not doing it? The list, the rest of them, the list.
As far as I'm doing nothing, I'm not doing anything because I can't do anything.
No, it's
but-
correct. It's written
yeah.
in there. It says that you're not,
Yeah. they-
extension that's not supposed to be involved in it at all, or very.
They can, I will say, if you pull up, like, you can see all the weed board officers and members in the state, if you just Google it quick. There's extension agents that do serve as a weed board officer. They're grandfathered in. So if you do see anyone with the NDSU EDU email in there, that's a grandfathered in situation. Or they might serve as a secretary treasurer, and that is not a capacity where I'm like trying to go out and enforce something. And so they can serve as a secretary treasurer. They do in quite a few instances serve as that, but they can't be the officer.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Conflict of interest kind of.
Yeah, yeah. We're not enforcers, essentially. We're educators, is how they look at it.
Does this include county property like along right of ways or is it in the fields for private people or?
It's the whole county. Yeah. Absolutely
Everything.
everything. The only part, cities, technically, you're not the enforcer if like the city has a enforcement. If they ask you to enforce, then that's a different situation, but
we don't have the LAP program anymore because we're not levying 4 mills for the weed budget anymore. So then we don't qualify for the LAP program. We do still qualify for the TAG program. That is, where we get, a portion of, I think it's 50% of it back. If, we buy, chemical, if we buy tires for a weed spraying vehicle, or if we buy different things like that, I've applied for those grant funds and then we've received that back. And then you guys have your road department spraying the county. So then they are in charge of doing that kind of stuff. So that's the way that we have it set up here.
So who is the person? So say if you get a signed complaint, who is going to go out and enforce, like, have you ever had to go out and
I've
enforce?
never gotten a phone call and I've never had to go, but I assume that would be.
Okay,
to-
because that normally then the weed officer is the one then spraying or pulling the weed, depending on how tall it is.
Well, you see leafy spurge out in people's pastures and now whose problem is that?
That's landowners.
Well, then the weed board enforces it?
Well, that's the question. I don't know.
No, I.
Technically supposed to, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
You do see it all.
That's one of your more common noxious weeds that you're gonna see. I think the one that you would see on this list would be Palmer amaranth. If we ever see that in our county, then that's the one
That's the
that,
bad one.
that's the one on the list that obviously would be your most recent in the news.
Yeah.
One.
Does the county go out and spray like all of the right of way, the ditches and stuff?
That's the way it's supposed to be right now is the road department does that. But it's as they have time.
Yeah.
But they usually, I mean, during the summer, I think they do pretty good, but like you said, I haven't heard any complaints versus any of the weeds anyways. And even before I was commissioner, I never heard one complaint about the ditches.
And I know that, every year me and Wayne get together to see how much chemical he needs for the weed spraying and stuff like that. I think we're looking into, it hasn't come to you guys yet because we're just in the beginning stages, but using that TAG program for a new side-by-side for spraying of the weeds and using that for the weed weed spraying and stuff, but.
You get compensated?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
no,
Yep, it's a grant program. Yep.
I was hoping so.
Yep. It's can only be used for certain things, so it's,
No, I mean,
I get a little bit of compensation. Yep.
that's
Yep.
what I meant.
Yep.
I was hoping
I do.
that you do enough free things without, I mean, people do, everybody does.
Mhm.
Even Scott does.
Huh.
You
Anyway,
for
so
So
Sam
I
to
guess I-
conti-
go ahead, Rod.
For Sam to continue doing what she is doing, she would have to go and get her license then for the chemical.
Yeah, she
that what
technically
I
needs her
understood?
her commercial applicator's license. The way I'm reading, I pulled up the Century Code for the first time this morning on this. So don't quote me too much. But the way this reads is that she would need she'd need to take a commercial pesticide test is the way this reads in case she has to actually go out and spray something.
Okay, I have a commercial application license, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Can she run under my license?
I'm not gonna.
You follow me?
That's frowned upon.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna pretend you didn't.
But if I'm not the one that's spraying it, if it's the road.
If
department-
somebody else is, I don't know how that works. And this reads that you would need to be in,
The officer needs to have that.
yeah,
okay.
this reads that it would need
Because-
to.
Because I am a commissioner, you follow. what I'm
Yes,
saying.
yeah,
That's what I'm
absolutely.
saying.
Yeah,
I do
if,
have-
as a member of the weed
Yeah, that's what I'm
board, that you
saying.
could
That's
go
what
and,
that's my point.
yeah, this read, as the duties of the weed control officer must meet the pesticide certifications
Okay.
requirements. So that's where it reads that I would think your weed control officer would need a commercial pesticide license.
Okay.
Is that a
Yep,
way-
start studying, Sam.
Is that a,
It's open book right now, isn't it?
It is open.
All right, take.
you need a chairman and an officer
We just use the commission, the same.
as the chairman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just,
That's what we've been doing before, so.
okay.
Yeah, we just mirror chairman advice is the
Yeah.
same on both weed control and
Okay.
the
Yeah.
commission.
Okay.
Anything else, guys? Anything else, Sam?
So you're good with keeping your noxious weed list the
Yep,
same?
yep.
Beautiful. I will get that updated.
Okay. So I need a motion to adjourn.
Mhm.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Avery to adjourn the weed control board. Do I have a
I'll
second?
second that.
Okay, second by Zorn. Okay, all in favor all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Okay, motion carried. We are adjourned at,
Thank
what
you.
is it? 11:05.
11:04.
Thank you so much.